After divorce because of a terrible marriage and the worst economic conditions of her country, Melina had to become a sex worker. Before extreme poverty, her day job and her husband's earnings were enough for her to live life. But when the odds got worse and it became difficult to survive, then she had to think something. It was never her dream to become a hooker and whore. For her, this profession was shameful. But she never knew that a time would come when she too would be in it. Her day job was as a hairdresser at a small saloon, and her night work was prostitution. Sleeping with different men for money was not her favorite thing. But to feed herself and her son, this was the only available option. She was not well educated, that's why having a decent job was impossible for her. Yes, there were some jobs available for people with low education, but those jobs were too low paying, while prostitution was profitable on the other hand. In her country, it was against the law to become a prostitution, and there were some very serious penalties for those who were involved in prostitution. That's why she always remained in a fear of getting caught by police or any other government department. There was no one in her family except an 11-year-old son. She lost her parents in a car accident just a few days before her marriage. Sometimes men deceived her after completion their desires, meaning they didn't pay her at all. And she couldn't complain about it to anyone because prostitution was illegal in the country. One day while she was in a man's apartment, he gave her drugs through a juice, and she lost her senses. Then the man removed her clothes and took her pictures. Then he had done his work with her and recorded a video of it. The next day the police were at her door, and they took her to prison. When the investigation officer came and talked to her, he said, "Look, Melina, I can make a big case and you will get hanged and die. But if you want to save yourself, you will have to sleep with me every night. But I will not pay you any money for it." Stressed, she had to accept the officer's offer, because she didn't want her son to live without a mother. Then the officer released her, and she began sleeping with him every night while she was earning nothing. After a week, she planned to leave the city. She had no idea how she would settle in a new city, but taking a risk was important, because she knew if she would not leave, then she would earn nothing at night because of that officer. She packed the necessary items and went to the railway station with her son. The train was going to arrive in 15 minutes. Her son felt thirsty, so they bought a water bottle from a canteen. At that moment, that investigation officer appeared. "Oh, so you are running away without letting me know? I don't like people who deceive me. Arrest them, cops," he said to his team. And they took them to an unknown place. It was a strange building and they were on its rooftop. "How dare you leave this city? You deserve punishment," he shouted and shot her son through his gun. She screamed, but he was dead on the spot. Then the officer announced, "From now on you will spend every night not just with me, but with my team as well. You will make us happy in our beds. And you will not get any money in return. Who the hell are you? Why don't you let me live peacefully?" she said with anger in her tone. "Oh, let me tell you. I am that man who captured your naked pics and made a video of you having sex with me in my apartment. The reason you didn't know about it till now is that on that night I met you by changing my appearance and acted very differently than I do now. So I am sure you are surprised now. Your prostitution business has shut down, and now you are my slave. Baby, be ready to please me and my friends' bodies every night. Be ready to live with poverty and hunger. You are just a call girl and nothing. I prefer death over being with you," she said and quickly jumped down from the building. Her life ended, and the officer felt defeated.